One more time. Good morning. All right. I am Tim Pope, Chairman of the Board of Manatee County Action Agency. On behalf of MCAA, I want to welcome you and thank you all for joining us this morning as we celebrate Head Start and Early Head Start programs. We'd like to acknowledge the other members of the Board of Directors of the Manatee Community Action Agency. Would you please stand? Thank you for your hard work and dedication to the well-being of children in this community. We also like to acknowledge all the elected public officials and other dignitaries present today. What I want to do is announce their names, but I want you to hold your applause till everybody is acknowledged, okay? Thank you. First of all, Commissioner Larry Bussell, Commissioner Carol Whitmore, Judge Adams, Board Commissioner Karen Carpenter from the school board, Barbara Harvey from the school board, Dr. Deanna Green, Philip Brown from United Way, Florida Representative Jim Boyd. Jim spoke last night at City Council meeting. Commissioner John Chappie. Sally Tibbetts of Vern Buchanan's office. Sally. Commissioner Betsy Benack. And Commissioner Robin DiSabatino. Please acknowledge them, please. Somebody snuck into the door. Did I miss anyone? If I did, please stand so you can be acknowledged. All right. Okay, you can keep eating then. Okay. All right. We have a couple of special announcements. Although he is on vacation and couldn't be with us today, Bradenton Mayor Wayne Poston, my boss, has proclaimed today, Thursday, May 29th, 2014, as Manatee Community Action Agency Head Start and Early Head Start Day. In Bradenton, on behalf of the Manatee Community Action Agency, the Board of Directors, we want to thank the Mayor and the City of Bradenton for this high honor. Thank you. Now we have a special presentation by Sally Tibbetts, District Director of Congressman Vern Buchanan. Sally.
Good morning. The Congressman's in Washington, D.C. today, so he regrets that he can't be here. It's an honor for me to be here on his behalf. He made a statement on behalf of Manatee County Community Action Agency's Head Start on the floor of the House of Representatives, and it is now an official part of the congressional record, and I'm here today to present it. Mr. Speaker, I rise today to recognize Manatee Community Action Agency's Head Start and Early Head Start programs that changed lives by helping to prepare children in my congressional district for school. MCAA's Head Start programs started in the summer of 1965 with 60 children. Today, there are 630 children enrolled in 8 locations throughout Manatee County, including 65 children with special needs. More than 3,000 children have participated in the program since its inception. The Head Start program serves children from age 3 to 5 and partners with parents and families to ensure continuity of positive growth and development at home and at school. Early Head Start serves children from birth to age 3 and partners with parents and families to ensure continuity of positive growth and development at home and at school. Furthermore, 100% of the children enrolled in MCAA's early learning programs during the 2012 to 2013 school year were provided with continuous access to health care and were up to date on age-appropriate preventive and primary health care immunizations. MCAA's Head Start and Early Head Start students scored high marks in meeting school readiness and educational goals. On goal assessments, the students scored in the upper 90% range in the areas of physical health status and knowledge, gross motor skills, fine motor skills, self-concept, self-regulation, and emotional and behavioral health. By focusing on the whole child, mental, physical, emotional, and social well-being, MCAA's Head Start and Early Head Start programs prepared the children of Manatee County for a lifetime of educational success.
Thank you, Sally. Tell Vern we said hey. Thank you, Ms. Tibbetts, for joining us this morning. Please extend our appreciation to Representative Buchanan for recognizing the vital and long-lasting contributions that the Manatee Community Action Agency and Head Start and Early Head Start programs have made to the community through the years. Again, we want to thank you for all being here with us today. It is our hope that when you leave today, you will leave with a greater appreciation and a deeper understanding of how MCAA agency works in early learning programs, preparing our children for a lifetime of success. Now, it is my pleasure to introduce Barbara Patton, Executive Director of Manatee Community Action Agency. Barb.
Good morning. I am so excited that you are all here today. Welcome to our celebration of Head Start and Early Head Start. Some people in this county say that Manatee Community Action Agency is the best kept secret in the county. And hopefully today is a start to change that. We're here to celebrate Head Start, but as one program of our Community Action Agency, I'd like to explain what a Community Action Agency is by telling a little story, and it's a true story. President Kennedy was assassinated in 1963. Lyndon Johnson stepped in as president. As vice president, he wasn't particularly popular, he wasn't particularly well known, and he had exactly 1 year to formulate a platform because he had to run for election in '64. He needed a hook. And this is the part of the story that is so interesting to me. He was going through President Kennedy's desk, and he found handwritten notes about eradicating poverty in America. And he said, I've got it. From there, the Economic Opportunity Act of 1964 was born, and the War on Poverty was declared. How the money flowed from Washington to the local communities was through community action. And 2,000 agencies quickly sprung up in the mid-'60s. We were part of that early movement here in Manatee County. Today, there are only 1,000 of us left, and our mission has remained the same, to eradicate poverty. However, the process has changed greatly. Initially, we thought that providing services to people would solve the problem. We were really enabling poverty. We weren't eradicating it. It was a long, hard lesson that we learned through the years, but we did learn it. And particularly this agency in Manatee County feels that what we need to do to be successful, and what we feel we do a good job at, is moving people into long-term economic stability, self-sufficiency, earning a living wage, contributing to the tax base here in Manatee County. We have a variety of programs that do that. We have 10 programs in the agency, and they range from weatherizing houses to helping people stay in their homes if they're in jeopardy of being foreclosed on, helping new home buyers purchase a home. We have a variety of home visiting programs for young parents, and of course, our flagship program is Head Start and Early Head Start. It actually preceded us as a community action agency. We were incorporated in '68. Head Start was actually here in '65, so we kind of followed Head Start. I'd like to introduce Kathy Patrica. Kathy, if you'll stand. Kathy is the Head Start and Early Head Start Director. She's been, actually Kathy came 3 weeks before I did, 6 years ago. So we have been in this together. Kathy has made tremendous changes. There's been tremendous growth to the program during Kathy's tenure, and I know she has a lot more work to do. The definition of Head Start is that it's a comprehensive early childhood program, and it serves both the child getting ready for school, but also serves the family as a whole. And we're going to be talking a little bit more about that throughout the morning. Initially, Head Start came out of the War on Poverty. It was one of Johnson's, well, it was, people say, the most successful program that came out of the War on Poverty. And it was formed by, under Sergeant Shriver, a group of the brightest and the best were put into a think tank. Pediatric neurosurgeons, we had child psychologists, we had the best educators at the time, and they put together what today is Head Start, and that's a comprehensive, holistic approach. Most important, though, is that we instill in our children a love of learning for a lifetime. That love of learning brings with it academic success. And I would like to introduce to you a Head Start graduate, Cassandra Gavin. She is going into her sophomore year at Bethune-Cookman. She is on full scholarship. She is one of our graduates, and we are so proud of her. And we have asked her if she would say a few words about her experience looking back on Head Start. Cassandra?
Excuse me. Good morning. My name is Cassandra Gavin, and as stated before, I am going into my sophomore year at Bethune-Cookman University with scholarships, and I'm here today because I am a product of Head Start. As a child, Head Start nurtured my learning and helped me build in many ways. When I could not read, I would look at pictures and try to read what was said as words. I would also play school with my longtime friend who I met at Head Start. Because of the early engagement at Head Start, I was always focused on learning and achieving. About a week ago, I was asked, do you believe Head Start encouraged you to further your education? Head Start has done more than that. It helped me learn decision-making and basic skills of life. My senior year in high school, I was the president of AVID, 9th through 12th grade, and I learned to be the voice of AVID at Bayshore High School and also public speaking. I'm pretty sure you can tell. And after I graduate college, I plan on going to graduate school with getting my PhD in nursing and master's in sports medicine. And I feel Head Start has also taught self-confidence and leadership. Head Start filled that gap for me and my mother growing up. Being a part of a single-parent home is different from co-parenting. I have a little sister who attends Head Start at G.D. Rogers and will be attending VPK in the summer, and it seems as if although she's already following my footsteps. She comes home and wants to play school all the time and tell me she know how to write something new. So we know that the job is being done at Head Start. My mother is proud to send her to school knowing she has learned something, whether it is sharing and playing with others or learning how to write her name. Thank you all for allowing me to share my story, and thank you, Head Start, for allowing people like me for a brighter future.
Well, Cassandra just talked about her little sister being in Head Start, so this is a perfect lead in to actually showing you a little bit about the day in the life of Head Start with the video that we'd like you to enjoy. Thank you.
Manatee Community Action Agency's Early Learning Program was formed in 1965 to foster positive development of children from birth through age 5. We partner with parents and families to ensure a continuum of care and learning at home and at school. There were 60 children enrolled in the program in the first year, and since that time, more than 10,000 students have participated in our Head Start and Early Head Start programs. Today, we serve a total of 630 students, including 65 children who have special needs. At Manatee Community Action Agency, we are committed to ensuring that the highest quality early learning services are accessible to all children. We have 30 Head Start classrooms and 6 Early Head Start classrooms at 8 locations throughout Manatee County. Our highly trained and caring staff includes 32 teachers and 28 teaching assistants. Members of our teaching staff are paired with mentor coaches, ensuring expanded access to educational resources and state-of-the-art learning tools. Our partnerships with State College of Florida and the University of South Florida enables us to recruit and train the best and brightest for our professional and teaching staffs.
I believe that Head Start is a really important program because they provide an atmosphere where parents and families can be involved, and that really just helps promote the future success of all the children.
Well, my experience actually started off when I was a young girl. I was actually a student at Head Start at the Morton Clark Center. And Miss Dudding, she was my teacher. And I really love working with these children to see the growth that from the beginning of the year to the end of the year, all the knowledge and the thirst for knowledge that they have is just amazing.
If they don't have that trust and they can't bond with you, it's very hard for a child to learn. If they like you and they have a good relationship with their teachers, they want to please you, they want to learn. And then as a teacher, you're fortunate because you get to see them grow.
We utilize the Investigator Club curriculum. This curriculum provides lesson plans and activities that support learning using engaging stories and relatable characters. Our children are active participants in planning their daily activities, activities that correspond to the topics they are studying. Students choose the songs they want to sing and what activities they want to undertake each day. They may choose to work on computers, listen to music or write, play with interactive toys, read, make art, or other creative projects. Students are encouraged to use their curiosity to solve problems, communicate, and explore the world. The Investigator Club curriculum places special emphasis on math and science. In addition to preparing the children for school and to become lifelong learners, the Investigator Club program teaches responsibility, decision-making, and independent thinking. We also focus on hygiene and physical activity and instilling healthy habits that will last a lifetime. We partner with a number of community organizations that provide health, mental health, dental, nutrition, special needs, and family counseling services for our children and their families. This helps ensure that there are no physical, mental, or emotional barriers hindering a child's ability to learn.
Fabulous. How are you today? Excellent. Ms. Giordano. Wonderful. Wonderful. How are you? Wonderful. How about you? Excellent. How about you? Awesome. How about you?
Our plans for the future include expanding our services and geographic reach. We plan to add more programs specially designed for children who demonstrate a need for academic strengthening. we plan to remodel our Palmetto Center and open a center to serve families in South Manatee County, where there is a pressing need for early learning services. We will continue to partner with the Manatee County School District to further professional development of our teaching staff. We will also strengthen partnerships with the State College of Florida and the University of South Florida that enable us to recruit and provide training and professional development for our staff. Model classrooms at each of our sites will enhance and support teacher training and parent and community engagement. As we build on and celebrate our successes, continue to recruit the best and brightest professional and teaching staffs, and incorporate innovative learning tools, we envision a bright future for children and families in Manatee County. When our children win, we all win.
Does that make for a good start to your day? There are a lot of preschool programs in Manatee County. So the question we have to ask is, what makes Head Start different? Now, if you were to ask our healthcare professionals that are in the audience, they would tell you that 100% of our Head Start kids have a medical home and have access to affordable medical care. They would tell you that the Head Start kids all go to the dentist, and those that have treatment needs are treated. We are the payer of last resort in Head Start. However, there is not a child in Head Start that goes to school with sore teeth or sore gums. They would also tell you that our kids have nutritious meals, and by Head Start regulations, we need to provide 2/3 of the daily caloric intake for our Head Start children. And we do that through breakfast, lunch, and a snack. They will also tell you that our kids are physically active. We encourage and talk about the importance of physical fitness. Did you know that we have a Head Start softball team and we have a Head Start soccer team? The little kickers and the little hitters. It is really something to see. As you can see, what makes Head Start different is that it's not just Manatee Community Action Agency doing a program, it's a partnership. 10% of our kids have disabilities in Head Start. And they can range from being as simple as a speech and language delay to children being very physically involved. Our disabilities partners, mostly through the school district, will tell you that we support the parents as they go through that process of being diagnosed. We oftentimes, the teachers in the classrooms, are the first ones to identify something's not right here. We need to take a look. And early intervention is the best intervention. The education partners in the audience will say of Head Start that our kids are ready for school when that kindergarten bell rings. They are ready academically, in terms of pre-math and pre-reading skills. They have been exposed to science through discovery. And they are prepared socially. They are prepared to be disciplined in their behavior in school. And they are prepared to be emotionally ready to learn. We spend a lot of time on a daily basis in Head Start talking about good choices and bad choices, planting the seeds of good decision-making and critical thinking. A while back, I was doing a tour of one of the Head Start centers with some potential donors, and the kids were having lunch. And we walked in, and one little boy, Jason, was all set to practice his skills of being socially adept. And he stood up and he said, "My name is Jason. This is my friend Darius, and he makes bad choices." So they are learning decision making. He went on to say that he makes good choices. Our most important partners are our parents, and they are integral both to the learning process for their kids, but also into the policy making of the Head Start program. They are active advocates for their children through the skills that they have learned by practicing at Head Start, and they are able to advocate for their children for the next 13 years as they go through the public schools. They are able to, because we are a community action agency, we are able to focus on economic self-sufficiency with our Head Start families. That's where those other 9 programs that we run come into play. So we are helping the families economically stabilize as we are taking the children through their Head Start years. We are developing leadership skills in our parents. I had a parent a couple of years back come into my office, and she was so excited and she was so proud. She said, "Barbara, last night I was elected to the PTA as their president." She said, "I would have never imagined that I could do such a thing. But you know, those Head Start people made me go to all those meetings. And then they got me on that policy council thing." And she said, "You know, I learned what Robert's Rules of Order is. I learned how to run a business meeting. I learned how to read a budget. I learned how to make a motion and second it. I knew how to do what I needed to do to be president of the PTA." And she just came by really to thank us for that. Our parents are our most precious partners in this process, and Kathy's nodding. I know that she feels the same way. I'd like to introduce to you Melissa Robinson, who is a former Head Start parent, and she's going to share a little bit of her experiences with the program. Melissa?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Melissa Williams Robinson, and I am a former Head Start parent. Many years ago, my 3 young children at that time were also Head Start students. My daughter, who's now almost 30, believe it or not, she is now a nurse, and she's working on her master's. I also have a son that is doing quite well for himself, and then my youngest is also pursuing her career in the nursing field as well. Each of my children attended Head Start. I know that when I first got there, I was just like, anything that my children are involved in, I'm going to be a part of it too, because I want to know the ins, the outs, and how it all works, because I'm not one of those kind of parents you drop your kids off and you keep moving. It's like, no, I want to know what's going on. So I got involved with the Head Start program, and like Barbara just said, that parent, I was one of those parents too. Had it not been for the policy council, had it not been for all of those parent meetings, had it not been for that initial interaction, not only with myself, but with my children, today I'm like the board president of the Tallahassee Community Center, which is a 501c3 nonprofit organization, and I've been involved with that agency since 1989, because again, my kids got involved, wanted to go there, and I wanted to know the ins and outs. So I started there just as a volunteer. Much like the Head Start program, we serve kids ages 5 to 17. And once you become involved with kids, it's a lifetime of involvement. You don't, I don't know, I get all emotional because it's like, you don't really realize how important your impact is in a child's life until you become an adult, and those children also become adults and they become parents, and then they come back to you and they're like, Miss Melissa this and Miss Melissa that. Then you know that you've made some sort of an impact. So my plea today is to each and every one of you, if you're not involved either with the Head Start program or some children or any other nonprofit organizations, take a half hour out of your day, your life, the impact is great. And what they turn around and do is, like my daughter, being a nurse, she gives back to the community. She does like little workshops, mini workshops explaining, this is what, if you want to be a nurse, this is how you go about doing that. So today I am very thankful and grateful for my opportunity in the Head Start program back in the 80s. and how it's helped me to become the person that I am today, because without that initial interaction, like that one parent, learning how to do budgets, it was all Greek to me. I had no idea what it was all about. So I do thank you all for this opportunity and for listening, and go get involved with the student. Thank you.
At the end of the day, it's about the teachers and the kids in the classroom. We all know that. We're only as good a program as we are strong in the teachers that we have with us. Although it's not a requirement of National Head Start, 2/3 of our teachers have bachelor's degrees. That's very unusual in the world of early childhood. The other third are working on degrees because they know that's a requirement of this Head Start. We have a unique process or model that we call a coaching model, where we pair master teachers with classroom teachers in the actual classrooms on a daily basis. And in fact, we received a commendation during our federal review for that. It's an innovative model that Kathy brought to us, and it is really, our scores are going through the ceilings with that model. The Investigator Club curriculum, which Kathy again brought to us, we've had it now for about a year and a half, has really turned around our VBK scores, or scores of children entering into kindergarten. And 2 of our classrooms have the highest scores in the county, with the most vulnerable children that we have in our classrooms. So that's really something that we are very, very proud of. What they bring every day, in addition to their skills and their classroom management, is passion and patience. It's something we can't measure exactly, but I can show it to you by introducing one of our assistant directors, Susan Gilbert, who was a Head Start parent, a Head Start teacher, and is now part of our Head Start management team. Susan?
Thank you, Barbara. Good morning again, everyone. Yes, I started as a Head Start teacher with the program many, many years ago. I won't even tell you how long ago. We newly relocated to Manatee County. My husband, my 3 children, 1 on the way. I had not a clue where my place was in this community. My sister said, "Go to Head Start. I think you might like it there." Okay, I went over to Head Start, talked with several of the staff members. I said, "I'm looking for a job. I have to have a job." But that meant I had to have care for my children. That's my first priority. They had to be cared for. She said, "Well, I tell you what, you have children?" I said, "Yes." This was Barbara Janine Lorae. Many of you remember her. I enrolled my son, who was Head Start age eligible at the time, and I enrolled my daughter, who was eligible as well. And I started to work as a teacher. Wow. I really learned more from my children when they came home in the afternoon about what Head Start did at that time, because I was so new as an employee. My children came home and they talked about, Mommy, we have books to read, we have toys to play with, and we play with them all day. And I'm like, okay, very nice, very nice. And then I started to look around in the classrooms. In my own classroom, we have schedules. The day in the life of any Head Start child, you'll see schedules. The children have a time frame to do everything all day long. They have nutritious meals, they have developmentally appropriate activities, and a wonderful social-emotional experience with their peers and their teachers. I knew Head Start was working when my two came home and started to label the shelves in their rooms in magic marker. I said, okay, nice idea, but let's try to do that a different way. Can we? No, Head Start says you have to do that. Danielle says, Head Start says you have to wash your hands after every meal. And I'm like, okay, we'll do that. So I can literally say that I grew up in Head Start. I thought my children were, I'm like, are all children like this? Then when I went to Head Start, started all of the wonderful trainings that we are afforded, and I realized, yes, it is. It's developmentally appropriate. So when everybody else was saying, children are crazy, I'm like, no, they're not. That's developmentally appropriate for them. I could talk on, but I want to tell you a little bit about the trainings that I received. Through Head Start, I was able to continue my education, finish my bachelor's degree, and today I hold a master's degree in education with a specialization in early childhood education. So Head Start works. Head Start works, okay? Now, as an administrator, I believe my responsibility is to give back some of what I learned, the experiences that I had, and I want to be an inspiration. I charge myself with the responsibility of being an inspiration to young teachers, people aspiring to educate children, be involved in the community, to give back some of what they have received. That's my goal. That's my primary goal today. I hold myself personally responsible for helping to bridge the achievement gap. And I'm starting right here in Manatee County, right here in the Head Start, Early Head Start program. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I have thoroughly enjoyed it, and Head Start works. It works.
I told you I could show you. Well, there you have it. 49 years. We have more to do. We need to grow, and that's exactly what we intend to do. I really want to thank all of you so much for coming. When you do something like this, especially for the first time, your worst nightmare is that nobody will actually come. So to see the room filled, I am so grateful for that. I want to thank the staff, the MCAA staff, who have worked tirelessly to put this together. I want to thank the Head Start kids, yes, for the centerpieces. The centerpieces were actually part of the parent engagement project at 2 of the centers where they did an art palooza afternoon. So all of those were made, your decorations we snagged from that to show you a little bit of what parents and children can do when they put their hearts, hands, and minds together. I'd like to thank Charles and METV for doing a beautiful video for us. You really showcased what Head Start is all about. We really appreciate that. And finally, I have a challenge for each of you. As you leave, there's a selection of books, and I would like you to take one and read it to a child in your life, or pass it on to a mom or a grandparent to make a difference in a child that you know. You can also make a difference in the lives of Head Start children. You can volunteer. You can help us grow as we approach our next chapter in our long tenure here in Manatee County. And we know that together we can make a difference. Every child has one small voice. we put the voices in this room together, and then we add the voices of the rest of the community, and we're going to make beautiful music for our kids. Thank you so much.
Well, first of all, it's an honor for me to be here on behalf of Congressman Vern Buchanan, who is in Washington, D.C. for votes and unable to be here himself. I thought today's event was very educational and informative. The Manatee Community Actions Head Start and Early Head Start programs do a wonderful job of preparing our kids mentally, physically, and emotionally to start school at kindergarten and be ready to learn. The congressman heard once at a Boys and Girls Club that children are 25% of our population, but 100% of our future. And I've heard the congressman himself say many, many times that education is a ticket to get into the race. And this is a wonderful program to help young people in Manatee County be ready to learn.
It was a very good event for providing information about what the Opportunity Council does, especially the role of Head Start and how Head Start has grown and contributed so much to the wonderful quality of life we have by educating our students. Yes, Head Start offers a great opportunity for early learning, for very holistic learning as well. You know, they talked about the health aspects the kids have, which is so important, learning nutrition, exercise, social skills, how to get along and being ready for kindergarten when they start.
You know, let me tell you, Charles, you know, I've been on that board a few years now, and it's a pleasure. I can't say enough about Barbara and her team, not just Barbara, but her whole team. They are fantastic. The board meetings run easy, they run smooth. It's one of those boards where if you ask them what's going on and what they're doing, by the next board meeting, not only are they telling you what they did, but we're looking at outcomes. Very rarely do you talk about outcomes. You know, the faster you can get to these kids, the better off they are. And I think the studies will show, and I know the future study is going to show, is the earlier you can get to a child and the earlier you can get to a community, those in need, whether it be health, mental, counseling, education, it's a benefit for all of us. We might not be able to see that benefit now, but I promise you tomorrow we'll see that benefit.
The things that Head Start and Early Head Start are accomplishing in our community are things we can measure today, but I think the biggest value is going to come tomorrow and decades from now, which is the start that we're giving these children who are our future. It's so critical now. Research is bearing out that this birth through age 5 years are the most important years in a child's life and for their future success academically and in the business world as well. So I applaud Head Start and Early Head Start for the amazing work that they're doing in this community, and I would say the call to action for all of us is to find a way to support kids in our community.
As a board member, I get an opportunity on a monthly basis to get updates from staff, our executive director, on the wonderful work that's being done by the Community Action Agency. It is just a tremendous resource. When you look at Head Start and pre-Head Start, you know, making sure that children get access to supportive, educational opportunities at an early age is important. Those are formative years. And I'm just proud to be associated with such a wonderful organization that's doing such wonderful things in our community. Much needed.
Hello, I'm Kathy Patrica, and I have been working with Head Start since 1999. This is my third Head Start program. This program is very special to this community because it provides so many services. We have child development services, weatherization, we work with families for self-sufficiency, and we have other programs as well. Our children are doing very well when they leave us and go to kindergarten, and it's just a wonderful place for the children to learn and grow. A Head Start program provides comprehensive services to children and families for education, nutrition, mental health, dental health, physical health, assist children who have disabilities, and also children who are learning English as a second language. About 50% of the children in our Head Start program are learning English. We have a special program for those children and their families so that the parents can learn English along with their children. We strongly encourage parents to come to the classroom and volunteer. They can come in and read a book, they can come in and do an art activity with the children, they can come and plant flowers with the children. They can assist the teacher with lesson planning and helping the children to brush teeth and all of the different things that children do during the day. A typical day in Head Start for the children starts out with breakfast, toothbrushing. After that, the children will have a way to introduce themselves to the rest, to see who's here today, sing some songs, do some movement activities. They'll also get an opportunity to decide which area of the classroom they want to work in. Do they want to do housekeeping? Do they want to do puzzles and blocks? Do they want to read a book? The children get to choose, and they get to talk about their choices and what they're going to do when they get there. Then they will have a lunch and a rest time, and get back up and start the rest of their afternoon doing the same activities and having outside time. So it's a very busy, active day, and I give a lot of credit to our teaching staff for keeping up with our lovely children.